6 subtle shifts that can transform your family relationships after 60. Have you ever noticed how family dynamics can subtly change as we get older? We might find ourselves in situations where sharing everything, like we used to, doesn't always create the harmony we desire. It's not about being secretive, but about recognizing that some things are better left unsaid, not out of deception, but out of a deeper understanding of what truly strengthens our bonds. In this video, we'll explore 6 subtle shifts in communication that can dramatically improve your relationships with your loved ones after 60, giving you more peace of mind and stronger connections in your later years. Number 1. Unsolicited advice. Unsolicited advice. It's a common pitfall, especially as we age and accumulate a lifetime of experiences. We see our children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, and other family members navigating their lives, and it's natural to want to share our wisdom and guide them toward what we believe are the best paths. We've been there, done that, and we genuinely want to help them avoid potential pitfalls or make the most of opportunities. However, even when delivered with the purest of intentions, unsolicited advice can often backfire, creating distance and tension rather than the closeness we desire. Think about it from the receiver's perspective. Have you ever been on the receiving end of advice you didn't ask for? It can feel incredibly invalidating, like a subtle critique of your judgment and capabilities. It can feel as though the advice giver is implying that you aren't smart enough, resourceful enough, or experienced enough to handle your own life. This can be especially true when the advice comes from a family member, someone whose opinion we value but who also holds a position of authority, whether real or perceived. It can make us feel like we're being treated like children, even when we're well into adulthood and have our own families and responsibilities. Furthermore, unsolicited advice often ignores the unique context of the individual situation. We may see a problem from our own perspective, colored by our own experiences and values, but we may not have the full picture of what's happening in their lives. Our well-meaning suggestions might be completely impractical or even harmful given their specific circumstances. This can lead to frustration and resentment on both sides, with the advice giver feeling misunderstood and the receiver feeling unheard and dismissed. So what's the alternative? How can we offer support and guidance without stepping over the line and offering unsolicited advice? The key lies in shifting from a posture of advising to a posture of understanding. Instead of jumping in with solutions, try asking questions. Express genuine curiosity about their decisions, their challenges, and their aspirations. Listen actively and empathetically, seeking to understand their perspective rather than impose your own. Create a safe space for them to share their thoughts and feelings without fear of judgment. When you approach conversations with curiosity and a willingness to listen, you build trust and strengthen your connection. You demonstrate respect for their autonomy and their ability to make their own choices. This creates an environment where they may even be more receptive to your perspective if they specifically ask for it. But the crucial difference is that they've invited your input, making it a collaborative conversation rather than a one-way lecture. By focusing on understanding rather than advising, you can cultivate stronger, healthier relationships built on mutual respect and open communication. Number 2, comparing generations. It's remarkably easy to fall into the trap of comparing generations. Back in my day becomes a familiar refrain, often tinged with nostalgia for simpler times, different values, or perhaps just a different pace of life. We might reminisce about walking uphill, both ways to school in the snow, the absence of cell phones, or the value of $1. While sharing stories about the past can be a wonderful way to connect with younger family members and offer a glimpse into your personal history. Constantly comparing generations can create a subtle but damaging rift. It fosters a sense of judgment, resentment, and even a subtle competition that undermines the very connections we cherish. Younger family members, bombarded with tales of how things used to be, can feel like they're being measured against an impossible standard. They might feel pressured to live up to an idealized past they never experienced, leading to feelings of inadequacy or frustration. They may also feel like their own struggles and triumphs are being minimized or dismissed in comparison to the perceived hardships of previous generations. The challenges they face, such as navigating a rapidly changing technological landscape, economic uncertainties, or social pressures unique to their time, may be inadvertently trivialized. On the other hand, older generations might feel like their experiences are being devalued or misunderstood. They might feel as though their wisdom, hard-earned through years of navigating life's ups and downs, is being ignored or even ridiculed. The rapid pace of technological advancement, for instance, can sometimes leave older generations feeling left behind and their contributions overlooked. This can lead to a sense of isolation and resentment, further widening the generational gap. Instead of focusing on the differences that separate generations, try shifting your perspective to find common ground. Recognize that every generation faces its own unique set of challenges and triumphs. The specific circumstances may differ, but the underlying human experiences of love, loss, ambition, fear, and joy remain constant across time. Focus on these shared values, the universal human experiences that unite us, rather than the superficial differences that separate us. Sharing stories from your past can be a powerful way to connect with younger family members, but be mindful of the context and the message you're conveying. Instead of presenting the past as a superior era, frame your stories as opportunities for learning and understanding. Share your experiences, both positive and negative, as a way to offer perspective and insight, not as a way to judge or criticize. Encourage dialogue and open communication, creating a space where different perspectives can be shared and appreciated. Ultimately, bridging the generational gap requires empathy, respect, and a willingness to see the world through another's eyes. By focusing on shared values, mutual respect, and the things that unite us, we can build stronger, more meaningful connections with family members of all ages, creating a legacy of love and understanding that transcends generations. Number 3, rehashing old grievances. We all carry baggage from the past. It's an inevitable part of life, and family relationships are no exception. Disagreements, misunderstandings, perceived slights, and even full-blown conflicts leave their mark. While some wounds heal with time, others linger, resurfacing in moments of stress or vulnerability. Holding on to these old grievances, replaying them in our minds, and rehashing them in conversations can be incredibly damaging to our present relationships. It creates a toxic atmosphere of resentment and bitterness, preventing us from moving forward and building stronger connections with our loved ones. Think about what happens when you rehash an old grievance. You're essentially reopening a wound, both for yourself and the other person involved. You're reliving the hurt and anger, reinforcing those negative emotions, and strengthening their grip on you. Meanwhile, the person on the receiving end is likely feeling defensive, misunderstood, and perhaps even resentful that the past is being dredged up yet again. This creates a vicious cycle where the original conflict is perpetuated and amplified over time, preventing any real resolution or healing. The original issue becomes obscured by layers of resentment and recrimination, making it even harder to address the underlying cause of the conflict. It's important to acknowledge that rehashing old grievances rarely serves a constructive purpose. It doesn't change the past, and it certainly doesn't improve the present. Instead, it keeps us stuck in a cycle of negativity, preventing us from experiencing the joy and connection that healthy relationships can offer. It can create distance and tension between family members, making it difficult to communicate openly and honestly. It can also lead to feelings of guilt, shame, and regret, further complicating the relationship dynamics. Letting go of old grievances is not about condoning bad behavior or pretending that the hurt never happened. It's about recognizing that holding on to anger and resentment is ultimately more damaging to ourselves than to the person who wronged us. It's about choosing to release the burden of the past so that we can move forward and create a more positive and fulfilling present. It's about prioritizing our own emotional well-being and choosing to invest our energy in building healthy, supportive relationships. So how do we break free from this cycle of rehashing old grievances? It begins with a conscious decision to forgive, not necessarily for the other person's sake, but for our own. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or condoning what happened. It means choosing to let go of the anger and resentment that are holding us back. It means acknowledging the pain, processing the emotions, and then consciously choosing to release them. This can be a challenging process, and it may require seeking support from a therapist, counselor, or trusted friend. But the rewards of letting go are immeasurable. When we release the burden of past hurts, we open ourselves up to the possibility of deeper, more meaningful connections with our loved ones. We create space for forgiveness, understanding, and even reconciliation. We free ourselves from the weight of negativity and allow ourselves to experience the joy and peace that comes from living in the present. Choosing to let go of old grievances is a powerful act of self-care, one that can transform our relationships and bring greater peace and happiness into our lives. Number 4, oversharing personal struggles. While open communication is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship, there's a subtle but important distinction between healthy sharing and oversharing, especially when it comes to personal struggles. As we navigate the complexities of life after 60, we may encounter various challenges: health issues, financial concerns, grief, loneliness, or simply the adjustments that come with aging. While it's natural to seek support and understanding from our loved ones, it's crucial to be mindful of the impact our sharing can have on them and on the dynamics of our relationships. Oversharing personal struggles, particularly those we're still actively working through, can inadvertently create unnecessary worry and stress for our family members, burdening them with emotional weight they may not be equipped to carry. Imagine, for instance, constantly sharing details about a health scare, focusing on the worst-case scenarios and anxieties. While your intention might be to seek comfort and reassurance, the constant barrage of negative information can create a sense of anxiety and helplessness in your family. They might start to worry excessively, lose sleep, and even experience their own health issues as a result of the stress. Furthermore, oversharing can shift the dynamic of the relationship. Family members may begin to see you primarily through the lens of your struggles, rather than as the whole, complex individual you are. Their interactions with you might become tinged with caution, as they try to avoid saying or doing anything that might upset you or exacerbate your situation. This can inadvertently create distance and strain the very connection you were hoping to strengthen through sharing. Choosing your confidants wisely is paramount. While having a supportive network is essential, not every family member needs to be privy to every detail of your life, especially when it comes to deeply personal struggles. Consider the emotional maturity and capacity of the individual before sharing sensitive information. Some family members might be naturally empathetic and supportive, offering a listening ear and practical help without becoming overwhelmed. Others might struggle to process difficult emotions or might inadvertently offer unhelpful advice or judgment. Discerning who can offer genuine support without becoming emotionally entangled in your situation is key to maintaining healthy boundaries and preserving the integrity of your relationships. Seeking professional support can be immensely beneficial. A therapist, counselor, or support group can provide a safe and confidential space to explore your struggles without burdening your family. These professionals are trained to offer objective guidance, coping strategies, and emotional support, helping you navigate your challenges in a healthy and constructive way. They can also offer a different perspective on your situation, helping you identify patterns of thinking or behavior that might be contributing to your struggles. By working through your challenges with a professional, you can approach your family interactions from a place of greater strength and resilience, fostering healthier communication and stronger bonds. Ultimately, the key lies in finding a balance between seeking support and protecting your family from unnecessary worry. Sharing selectively, choosing your confidants wisely, and seeking professional guidance when needed allows you to navigate your personal struggles with grace and resilience while maintaining healthy, supportive relationships with your loved ones. It's about respecting both your own needs and the emotional well-being of your family, creating a dynamic of mutual support and understanding that strengthens your connections rather than straining them. Number 5. The illusion of control. As we journey through life, accumulating years and experiences, a subtle yet powerful shift can occur in our family dynamics. We've spent decades nurturing, guiding, and protecting our loved ones. We've witnessed their triumphs and helped them navigate their challenges. It's natural, then, that as we enter our 60s and beyond, a desire to maintain a sense of influence, a semblance of control over their lives, can subtly creep into our interactions. We might offer unsolicited advice, believing we know what's best for them. We might attempt to mediate conflicts, fearing they lack the skills to resolve their own disputes. We might even subtly try to steer their decisions, convinced we can protect them from potential pitfalls. But this illusion of control, however well-intentioned, can inadvertently create distance and strain the very relationships we cherish. The reality is, we cannot control the lives of others, no matter how deeply we care for them. Our children, grandchildren, nieces, nephews, and other family members are adults, capable of making their own choices, navigating their own paths, and learning from their own experiences. Our attempts to control their lives, even under the guise of love and concern, can feel incredibly suffocating and disrespectful. It can undermine their sense of autonomy, erode their self-confidence, and foster resentment. Imagine being constantly told what to do, how to think, or who to be, even by someone you love and respect. It can feel invalidating, as if your own judgment and capabilities are being questioned. This can lead to defensiveness, resistance, and a reluctance to share openly and honestly, ultimately hindering the very connection we're trying to maintain. Letting go of the illusion of control is not about abandoning our loved ones. It's about recognizing and respecting their autonomy. It's about trusting that they are capable individuals, equipped to make their own decisions, even if those decisions differ from our own. It's about understanding that true love and support lie in empowering others to live their own lives, to learn from their own mistakes, and to grow into the individuals they're meant to be. It's about shifting from a posture of control to a posture of acceptance and understanding. Acceptance is the key to unlocking healthier, more fulfilling family relationships. Accept your family members for who they are, flaws and all. Embrace their individuality, their unique perspectives, and their right to make their own choices, even if those choices lead to mistakes. Recognize that mistakes are opportunities for growth, and that true growth often comes from navigating our own challenges, not from having someone else dictate our path. Trust is an essential component of this shift in perspective. Trust that your loved ones are capable of making their own decisions, even if you don't always agree with them. Trust that they will learn from their experiences, both positive and negative. Trust that they have the strength and resilience to overcome obstacles and emerge stronger on the other side. This trust, this unwavering belief in their capabilities, is a powerful gift you can offer. It fosters self-confidence, encourages independence, and strengthens the bonds of love and respect that underpin your relationships. Letting go of the illusion of control can be a challenging process, particularly for those who have been accustomed to playing a more directive role in their families' lives. It requires a conscious shift in perspective, a willingness to relinquish the reins and embrace a more supportive, less controlling approach. But the rewards are immeasurable. By letting go of the need to control, we create space for genuine connection, mutual respect, and a deeper understanding of our loved ones. We empower them to thrive as individuals, and in doing so, we strengthen the fabric of our family for generations to come. Number 6. Neglecting self-care. As we navigate the intricate tapestry of family relationships, particularly as we journey through life after 60, it's remarkably easy to lose sight of a fundamental truth. Our relationship with ourselves is the cornerstone upon which all other relationships are built. We've spent decades nurturing, caring for, and prioritizing the needs of our spouses, children, grandchildren, and extended family. It becomes almost second nature to put our own needs on the back burner, to sacrifice our own well-being for the sake of those we love. While this selflessness is often commendable, it can also be a slippery slope, leading to burnout, resentment, and ultimately, strained relationships with the very people we strive to support. Imagine a caregiver dedicating countless hours to tending to the needs of an ailing spouse or parent. Their days are filled with doctor's appointments, medication schedules, meal preparation, and emotional support. They pour their heart and soul into ensuring the comfort and well-being of their loved one, often neglecting their own physical and emotional needs in the process. Over time, this constant giving can take a toll. Exhaustion sets in, patience wears thin, and resentment begins to simmer beneath the surface. The caregiver, depleted and overwhelmed, may find themselves snapping at their loved ones, withdrawing emotionally, or even experiencing their own health issues as a result of the chronic stress. This dynamic can play out in various family scenarios. A grandparent who consistently prioritizes babysitting duties over their own leisure activities might find themselves feeling resentful and unappreciated. A retired individual who devotes all their time and energy to managing the affairs of aging parents might neglect their own social connections and personal pursuits, leading to isolation and loneliness. The common thread in these scenarios is the neglect of self-care, the gradual erosion of personal well-being in the name of family duty and obligation. Prioritizing self-care is not selfish. It's essential. It's about recognizing that we cannot pour from an empty cup. We cannot effectively nurture and support our loved ones if we are ourselves depleted and running on fumes. Taking care of ourselves physically, emotionally, and mentally allows us to show up as our best selves in our relationships, offering genuine support, patience, and understanding. It's about replenishing our own reserves so that we can continue to give freely and lovingly without sacrificing our own well-being. Self-care can take many forms. It might involve setting aside time for activities that bring us joy and rejuvenation, such as reading, gardening, spending time in nature, pursuing a hobby, or simply indulging in quiet moments of reflection. It might involve prioritizing physical health through regular exercise, a balanced diet, and adequate sleep. It might involve nurturing our emotional well-being through meditation, mindfulness practices, or seeking support from a therapist or counselor. The key is to identify the activities and practices that nourish our individual needs, and to make them a non-negotiable part of our daily routines. When we prioritize self-care, we not only benefit ourselves, but also strengthen our relationships with our loved ones. We become more present, more patient, and more capable of offering genuine support without resentment or burnout. We model healthy boundaries and demonstrate the importance of self-respect, setting a positive example for our family members. Ultimately, a healthy relationship with ourselves is the foundation for healthy relationships with others, creating a ripple effect of positive change that strengthens the fabric of our families and enriches our lives as a whole. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow and allows us to reach even more people looking for guidance on life after 60. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us. By liking, commenting, and subscribing, you're not only supporting this channel, but also ensuring you receive the latest tips and advice on navigating life after 60, absolutely free. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.